every year I just wish I could go back in time and like not make myself a sports fan. I'm like, you know what? Let me just be artiste, but I have no artistic ability, so that's kind of a wrench in those works.
I cannot tell you how happy I was that playoffs were fucking over after the Texans beat our asses. I was like, thank you, God, this shit is fucking over. It's exhausting being a fan of a fucking sports team, dude.
It's always a little, I always feel a little sense of relief when the NFL season is over because, like, I know there's not nearly as many games as other sports, but all of them are on the weekend. I feel like I just get so much time back once football's over between college and NFL. And I know Des is probably celebrating every time, like, cheering. She's probably like, every time my team loses, she's like, thank God we can
Hey,
do some shit.
one step closer to that season being over, baby.
And I've become more and more flexible over the years. I used to be like, I'll watch games on delay, like I tell you all the time, because my kids and shit, like I'll watch games like hours later. I'll do this, but I still want to watch. I'll watch it on the small TV instead of the big TV. But it's just nice to get a chunk of time left. But welcome to LLPNN. National Championship was yesterday. Corinne had plans yesterday night, so we are recording Tuesday, January 20th. I'm Joey.
I am Corinne, and I'm going to start us off with our quick news.
And real quick, we're only doing four topics this week because we are first starting with the NFL, and that's going to take us more than our traditional three-ish minutes. We're going to do 5 minutes for this one. What happened? So, Corinne, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Sorry about that.
A lot of updates to go through. Four more teams bit the dust this weekend. Two of them were so now we're down to Broncos, Patriots, Rams, and Seahawks. How are you feeling about the Niners being done, Texans being done, and then we can get also into other updates for what's left and the coaching shuffle that's currently happening. So, how are you feeling about your teams, first of all?
A couple of things I realized this weekend. First and foremost, like the Niners, like I wasn't expecting them. Like I thought it was an outside chance they were going to win, so I wasn't like surprised they lost. I told you it was house money at this point. Like they shouldn't have made it this far. I shouldn't even made the playoffs. So the fact that they made it this far, I still think Shanahan should be considered coach of the year. Like he should be in the running for that. I didn't think they were gonna get their asses whooped. And like it like escalated quickly. Like first they had that kick return touchdown, but they were sticking around. Purdy was keeping them in it, but it just too many injuries down the stretch. And that defense from Seattle was so goddamn good. But I wasn't even that upset after that game. I mean, it's not how you want it to end, but it's like it is what it is. Texans game, I wasn't as upset as I thought I would be for a different reason. For one, I had people over. I think that's the key for me. I think when I'm by myself or just with like Dez, who doesn't really give a shit, I feel like I take it a lot harder and I just process everything and I'm just like this is the worst shit ever. And I like had company, so I feel like I had to be like like yeah, relax and not be
Yeah,
an
to temper
idiot.
your
Yeah,
fucking yeah.
exactly. And I think also with the Texans every time, like I mean CJ Stroud, what was it, four interceptions in the first half? I think it's just like Houston sports, man. That's just what it is. Like until the Texans prove me differently, they never made it out of this round in the playoffs. So why should I expect them to make it out of this round in the playoffs? And yes, it took wild circumstances for them to lose this time, but until they prove me wrong and prove that they can win the big one, I was just like Houston sports because that besides the Astros, this is all we know is getting close but no cigar. And this year was wide open. They
Do
blew
you
it.
think do you think that Texans should move on from CJ?
I think it's too early, but what I will say is they do that test. I think I don't want to say something that's completely wrong, but they do a pre-draft test. And it's
Mhm.
supposed to read like your reaction time and like, kind of give you a sense for if you're good at reading coverages and stuff. Like I think Mahomes scored super high. Purdy actually scored super high on it. Bryce
Yeah.
Young that year scored really high. And I think his problem is still just his size. But like CJ scored super low. And that was like
Mhm.
a red flag. But everyone's like, oh, like, he balled out his first year. But now it's looking like when he's got to use them ears, when he like takes a while to throw the pass, like he's
Yeah.
his own worst enemy. So
Yeah.
do I want to give up? No, but like something's got to change. I don't think they're signing him to an extension. At least they shouldn't this offseason. I don't. I'm not no contract expert, but I think they got one
Yeah.
more year before they sign him. So he didn't help himself this last game, that's for sure.
So right after Broncos beat the Bills in fucking overtime, excellent fucking game. I don't know if you
It
got to
was.
watch all the games this
There
weekend,
was
but
multiple great games. Like my teams are the worst games, I would say.
oh yeah, the Rams Bears game was. We'll
Yeah.
get to that. Bo Nix breaks his ankle on the way out, and so now Broncos are playing what, the Patriots with their rookie. Do we
Jared
know?
Stidham, he's not a rookie. He's just not very good.
Do we know who's winning that game?
I mean, that's what another reason I'm
Are the
irritated about the
Patriots
Texans.
are the Patriots going back to the Super Bowl?
They should. And you know what? That was my buddy who passed away, Jerome. That was his favorite team. So, I'm not as salty about it. And it's a different regime. It's not Belichick, it's not Brady. So I won't hate it as much. It feels like a fresher team. And they
Yeah.
made some hell of them plays in that Texans game, like that one-handed catch, like
Oh
Diggs.
my
There was
God.
Diggs had that really nice catch. And I also like the guy's last name was
I
Booty, the one that made the one-handed catch.
I don't know how Stephon held on to that. Like every time I watch it, I'm like, and they were like, "You got strong hands," and I'm like, "No, like he really like
That shit was wild.
that's all that it was strong hands. The one handed catch was fucking. I thought I didn't think it was happening. I was like, "Oh, that's out. Nope, bring."
And then
Wow. And
and
then
then even like it was like the Texans messed it up, but there were so many plays by the Patriots. I'm like, dog, like how is this happening? Like they had an interception. I was like, oh, there's no way he got his feet down. His knee hit or with like an inch left.
bro,
I'm like,
I
oh.
saw.
But yeah, that Bears game was wild. That
Oh,
Caleb Williams
that's
throw. First of all, he's got some of the best
bro.
arm talent I've seen. I didn't really watch any Bears games this year because I don't really care about the Bears, but like that
I
arm
watched
talent.
I watched their Packers the last two times they played the Packers, and I was like, I gotta root for these guys. Like after they beat the shit out of us, I was like, I'm kind of rooting for them. Like,
Caleb Williams just pissed me off because he like paints his nails, acts like a pretty boy, but he doesn't get an edge up. And I think maybe he finally did, but his beard and his hair on top of his head are always the same length. And this is talking to a bald guy who clearly doesn't have an edge up, but like seriously, bro, you're worth all this money and you're just out here getting all evens, look like you do it yourself in the mirror. Come on, bro.
damn, we gave ourselves extra time, and we didn't even get to the fucking coach shuffle
Well, we
yet.
can get into that right now. I mean, I
All
think
right.
we addressed pretty much everything on the other realm. Do you think we missed anything?
No, I mean,
Josh
I wanted
Allen,
to.
poor guy. Oh, that call was a bunch of bullshit. In the
Yes, that was not that wasn't a fucking. Yeah, he was down by contact. It shouldn't have been a pick.
that was a catch, it wasn't a pick. And I don't know how
I
they just were like, oh yeah,
wholeheartedly.
no.
Yes, he should have been down by contact. Should like whatever. That was bullshit. And then they did the opposite call a game later.
And
They didn't give them the guy who I can't remember which game it was, but they didn't give that exact same fucking catch. They didn't give it as a pick.
that's worse than the Des Bryant Packers game to me. Like that shit. Because the Bills are like they're not a cursed franchise, but they kind of are. They went to those four Super Bowls in a row, never won. And then like they just keep getting close. And this was their best chance too, even though their defense is kind of trash. Josh Allen.
Mahomes, Mahomes was not in the fucking playoffs, and you still didn't get there, Josh.
Yeah.
Is Josh Allen a dud?
Lamar Jackson, I know that like Lamar Jackson hasn't made it to the Super Bowl, but that's another hurdle you got to climb every year. He wasn't there. Like, who, baby? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, speaking of
Uh
that, their head coach got fired too.
yes. Okay. Harbaugh is now in New York with the Giants. Stefanski is in Atlanta. I can't remember where Mike McDaniels ended
He's going
up
to be the
going.
offensive coordinator for weird ass Jim Harbaugh in San Diego. That's my guy, though. I love Jim.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah. I feel like Falcons about to have another kind of year that they've been
I
having.
like Stefanski. The Browns are just a terrible organization, and they have,
Really?
I mean, yeah. And
Hmm.
then they signed Deshaun Watson, even though he's a sexual assault Hall of Famer. They like signed him to this egregious deal with all this money guaranteed. Like he
100, what was it like 130? They said
no,
it was
it's like 200,
crazy.
I think. They signed him something crazy, and I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's like 200 million.
Why would you
I
even
think
do
he's a
that?
good
He
coach
had been
though.
hurt two or three times before. Whatever. We don't have to get into
And he
it.
was declining, and he's a terrible person. Robert
We
Saleh, the Niners defensive coordinator, went to the Titans. I'm glad he actually has a real shot because he was at the Jets before, which is another trash ass franchise. So he didn't really get a
yeah.
fair shot. I'll miss him, but God bless him. Hope he does something, but not too well because they're in the Texans division.
They took our well, they haven't yet, but Danny Smith, our special teams coach, is supposedly going to the Bucks. We have interviewed Brian Flores, which I'm like, go get
Mm,
him. I like that. I think the Bills just fired McDermott.
yep.
Go
People
get
don't
him.
want that job.
Go get him. Go get him. We bring these people. Like there's eligible people. If these motherfuckers go get the guy who used to work for the Cowboys, I'll fucking
My McCarthy.
burn my jerseys.
Hey, he won a Super Bowl with the Packers with your boy A-Rod. Maybe
And
they should
that's
just
why
reunite. Bring
I'm
bring
like,
Aaron Rodgers
okay.
back, baby.
I'm like, okay, maybe because he was on the Packers.
Yeah.
The Cowboys,
Cowboys another cursed franchise.
that's another,
Um,
yeah. As long as Jerry Jones is up there, bro, they ain't never prospering.
Them, are you ready to move on? Because I was going to say
Yes,
one
let's
more
go.
thing.
Let's go. Yeah,
If
let's wrap
anybody's
it.
ever like, "Hey, Joe, you have two teams? Oh, yeah, how convenient." Yeah, well, guess what? It's never benefited me in my life. So if you happen to think that that's something like positive for me, it's just double the heartbreak every year because it's never worked out in my favor. So
You lost both times.
every year, every year. I know you're not into college football, but the national championship game was last night. Did you check out any of it?
No, I was out to dinner. My buddy was keeping me updated with the score. I know that it was a 3-point game. I know there was a pick in the end zone at the end. I know that the number one seed ended up winning.
Was it?
Go Indiana.
Wasn't the end zone, but it was like, they were driving and the pick looked terrible. Like the Carson Beck pick. And I think because he used to beat UT when he played for Georgia, I just don't like him for some reason. Something about him. And he seems like he thinks he's really cool. And he's just like, he looks like a dork, even though he's like a supreme athlete, obviously.
It's like
Um,
Mahomes. I mean, you look at Mahomes. You can still be that. You can still be lame as fuck and be a professional athlete or a celebrity or whatever the fuck. You can still be lame as fuck.
So that's the difference between dorks and he seems like a dork. The quarterback Mendoza for Indiana seems like a nerd. Nerds are people I like. Dorks, I'm using the Matthew McConaughey definitions. Dorks are like lame people who think they're cool, who try to be something they're not. Nerds are just people who are cool, but there's like, yeah, look. Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, that guy, man, every press conference, I'm like, this guy looks like he is like head of the science club or something. Just his interviews and stuff like that. He called Tim Tebow Mr. Tebow when he was referencing him. Like that shit was so funny. He seems like a solid guy though, and I gotta read off this stat because this shit is wild. I knew Indiana like had never been like a football school, but I didn't know to what extent. Before this season, they were 6-116-1 against teams that were what was it, top 10 opponents. They'd only won 6 games ever, and this year they went 6-0, so they doubled their number.
I heard. Weren't they undefeated the entire season?
Yeah, but like that's wild. 116 L's to 6 wins, and then you double that in one season. So good for them.
Who's their coach? Do y'all want to
Signetti, he's a
come?
guy that been
You
like
want to come to Pittsburgh? Call him
he
up.
should. He keeps jumping. Like he went from like a super small school to I think he went to like JMU or somewhere like that. Like some school that was like bigger but not big. And then he went to Indiana and instantly turned them around. All this guy does is win. Interesting character though.
Omar Khan, Rooney. Let's get this guy on the horn. You
Shit,
ready
I
to move
would.
on? Should I get to the next one?
Yeah.
The Rip, a movie with Ben Affleck and my man, Matt Damon, and others came out on Netflix last weekend. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I completely forgot the timer on the last one, but I think we beat it, so it doesn't
No, it's
matter.
fine. Yeah.
It is on. So I finished Wayward. You and I talked about that fantastic show. This is not the
Banger.
topic, so we don't need to go into too much detail, but it's one of the better things I've watched in a while. So we don't do recommendations anymore, but if we did, I would recommend that you watch Wayward. Really good show on Netflix. But The Rip is the next thing I have on my agenda. There's just so much football, but it's tapering down this weekend, so I should have some free time. Definitely want to watch The Rip. This is like the exact type of movie I want to watch. Guys with Boston accents in, and it's based on
Wicked smart.
the funniest part, though, I think it takes place in Miami. It's like based on a true story or
Yeah,
something,
it
but it
is.
looks pretty good. And it's like my favorite genre. I think it's like thriller, like crime thriller-ish, which is like my favorite shit. So I will definitely be tuning in. Like I said, I don't do that watch list shit on Netflix. It seems a little extra, but just know it'd be like top of my watch list if I was going to make one. Also, what HBO Max, I just got a commercial for them the other day. They're cooking right now. There's like 10 shows coming out or have come out that look really good. So I might just be on there strictly after I watch this movie.
Yes, Euphoria is on the horizon. New House of Dragons is on the horizon. Now my mind is going blank with other things, but yes, The Rip, watched it, and like we were talking about earlier, as far as like football tapering off now. Now my life can go back to movies, shows, the things that I like to spend my time doing. It doesn't have, I don't have to be glued to fucking football every Thursday, every Monday, every Sunday. So yeah, I got to watch The Rip. It is good. The writing is fucking fire. It is a slower paced thriller. And they actually kind of pissed me off, but Matt and Ben Affleck went on Joe Rogan to talk about like all of the new things that directors and writers are having to do for movies now. It's like I understand why you go on there. It's just a podcast.
It's a huge platform.
It's a big platform, but at the same time, it's like you got to be a little bit more selective with, you know what I'm saying? Like
Ben
whatever.
Affleck was also on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. I need to listen to that because that's what I want to watch.
But yeah, it is a fire ass thriller, really good writing. Teyana Taylor is also in it, which I didn't know. Stephen Yun is also in it, which I didn't know. I'm trying not to super look into shit. I try not to even watch full trailers anymore because they give too much away. If the trailer is a minute and a half, I'm gonna watch about 30 seconds of it, and I'm saying, all right, I'm either in or I'm out. The Rip, it tends to, I don't need to see all it, just show me Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in police vests. I'm gonna watch it. I don't need to see anything else.
Isn't Kyle Chandler in it too, aka Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights? Fantastic actor, I think he is.
Don't watch it.
That
So
show's so damn good. Like I didn't want to like it. I didn't want it to be good. It's so goddamn good. What a fantastic show. It's a top five show for me. Up there with all the other classics like The Wire, all the stereotypical ones. I don't have a very original list for TV
yeah,
shows. Last thing I wanted to say is I think The Town might be approaching the territory of my favorite background noise movie. I put it on again yesterday. I had to do some stuff for work and I was watching The Town in the background and I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know.
this
Something
is
about
this.
these Charlestown. Great stuff. Last question is, oh man, the big dumb idiot Nicki Minaj is beefing with Don Lemon.
Jonathan Lemon.
Why is she coming after Donnie Citrus, man? What did he do to her?
Don Lemon went into the heart of the war zone right now, into Minnesota, into a church where the sitting pastor is like the overseer field. I don't know what the guy's title is. He works for fucking ICE. So he's a pastor. And in his other part-time job, he's moonlighting as a fucking ICE agent. Don Lemon
My
just
two
called him
least
the
favorite
fuck out.
jobs.
Right. The two worst jobs that you could fucking hold right now. Don Lemon went in there and just basically blasted him up, blasted his shit, blew his spot. I'm not sure what drug Nicki Minaj was on this day when she decided to be like,
All of them.
bitch, put the crack pipe down. She basically got fake offended and wants to, she's on her MAGA Barbie shit right now. So she's like,
Music
call the,
ain't popping. You got to do something to stay relevant.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. She's, up for sale, just like a lot of people are right now.
Saw the boy Don, man. He was eloquently roasting her and was like just hitting her with facts. Like he was like, yeah, I saw in your family you have somebody who's like, I don't know if he's like a sex offender, and he's like, and I think your husband is also like a sex offender or like a pedophile or something. And he was just like casually saying this. And I was like, well, that hits home a little bit because those are actually facts, not just some bullshit. I'm so sad. Like can we just have one musician not do some weird shit over the years? Like, goddamn, I just like Jeezy, I swear to God, I'm gonna jump off a cliff if you do something weird because if you ruin your discography for me, goddamn it, man. Like R. Kelly songs will randomly come on my shuffle. I'm like, why?
I don't
Why,
even
why, why?
Honestly, it was easy to get off of the arc. Like that shit was never. I may have had like one old feature, like one or two like songs that he was like featured on my library. That wasn't hard to cut out at all.
It's not his
Keep
love music for
eating.
me. It's like Ignition. I do like, which is technically a love song, I
No.
guess. Like Ignition. I like World's Greatest and I Wish. Like I like those songs that aren't
Yeah,
necessarily, and I Believe I Can Fly. I'm like, and I still occasionally listen to those. 'Cause I'm like, those aren't about the things that you were
yeah.
doing wrong.
It's
Like,
hard to listen to anything else when it's like we know what this was about.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Fucking, he's the fucking. I don't know if it's a mixtape
Kanye.
or an album that Aaliyah did. That age ain't nothing but a number, and he fucking R. Kelly's in the back, like, yeah, baby. She's like 16, guys. Like, what are we doing,
That's her
guys?
parents too. Like I was like watching some behind the
Also,
music, and her parents like
who?
let her get
Where are
married at
the
like
parents,
15.
bro? Yeah, it's wild.
You don't get to pick your parents. Some hit the lotto, some hit the shitter. Um, but yeah, Nicki Minaj, thanks for Super Bass. Never do anything again. Just shut up. Um, all right. And if you're still a barb, you're a weirdo. Um,
I talked to somebody who he was like, "Oh, I'm a retired barb now," and I was like, "Good for you! Like, good for proudly being like, fuck her. I used to support her. I don't anymore. I'm glad."
like who is really, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like who is really a barb after like 2011? Like I literally don't know shit that she's done since then. Like, all right.
Just beefing with every girl who's been putting out better music than her for the past decade. That's it. That's all she's been up to.
Well, I'm Joey. That's Corinne. This is LLP. And then good night, America.